Emma Stone, the actress. In fact, I saw her on a commercial this morning. Did you know that 1 in 5 children in America suffer from either anxiety or depression or stress?
Absolutely.
1 in 5.
JoyScore, in my opinion, is a recipe for just about everything you need in your life. From losing weight, fighting anxiety, depression, stress.
I think food contributes to like depression too, like you said, because if you look at like cultures, like different cultures' food, houses will be fried and like other people have whole food.
So, Stephy and Professor Joy, we start this chapter talking about 4 personalities who have had issues with either depression or anxiety or stress. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Professor Joy podcast. My name is Gary Metzker. I'm a journalism professor at California State University, Long Beach. And as usual, I am joined by 2 wonderful, joyful people. TikTok social media superstar manager, Steffi.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Great.
And the reason why we're here, Steffi, the man, the legend, but not the myth. Professor Joy.
Thank you.
Good day.
Beautiful.
You're doing well?
Absolutely.
Are you sure? Okay. All right. We are going to continue talking about our new book. Are you enjoying the new book? Okay. So we're going to talk about Proof of Peace. And I'm not going to share the entire book with everybody because that would be crazy. Then why would you want to pick up the book if I gave it all away? So we have bits and pieces and everything that I'd like to share. And then I have another tangent I really want to get on that may really open up a can of worms with you. So here's the deal.
It's not Donald Trump, is it?
It is not. No. It is not.
I mean, that is a can.
That would be a can of worms, yes.
Just saying it is a can of just saying can of
Just
worms
saying
is
is a can of worms, yes, yes. Birthday cards are a can of worms, yes. But so, Steffi and Professor Joy, we start this chapter talking about 4 personalities who have had issues with either depression or anxiety or stress. And one of them, and this was one that I didn't even know about, was Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, really?
Yes, Abraham Lincoln had what we would call today clinical depression.
Wow.
Yes, from his 20s onward. In fact, we say in the book that he had overwhelming anxiety during his political campaigns.
Wow.
In fact, friends once removed knives and razors to protect him from suicidal thoughts.
Oh my God.
You know, there was a vice presidential candidate back in the 70s and everything who came out and admitted that he had clinical depression. And they ended up, the presidential candidate, Michael Dukakis, ended up losing very badly in the presidential campaign.
You know what I'm interested in knowing? What kind of mental disorders Donald Trump has?
But, you know, he had his IQ tested and his IQ was higher than, was it the Treasury Secretary or something? Yeah,
The guy's a liar. You know?
Of course he is. Of course he is. The bottom line with Lincoln was, maybe some people from a historical perspective think that his greatest triumph was the Emancipation Proclamation, but he was living proof that deep distress can lead to profound impact in his life. Oprah Winfrey had dealt with poverty, abuse, instability in her life, led to chronic anxiety and self-doubt. But she did not let anxiety define her. Instead, she built practices that support her well-being.
Was this before or after her?
This was before.
Wow.
This was before her success.
Early.
early on, before her broadcasting career started in Baltimore, and then she went national, of
In
course,
fact,
with
she
her show.
struggled even early on with broadcasting.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. But some of the things that Oprah did that translate easily to anybody that is reading our book is that, she does a daily ritual, a little bit of prayer, a little bit of meditation, and one thing that we always talk about in our podcast, and that's gratitude.
Lately, I don't know if you ever seen this, but lately she's doing a show about India.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she is. And she talks, it's very interesting how she talks about it.
But she has an attitude of gratitude.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Also, she loves, storytelling, as we all know, and it helps to turn pain into powerful connections. And she loves dealing with people who are vulnerable because she likes to help others.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah.
Like someone I know.
Yes, like someone we know. Absolutely. She often says in our book, she says, turn your wounds into wisdom. Turn your wounds into wisdom. And that could be a mantra for anybody trying to find peace after pain.
I like that.
Yeah. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Yeah. Emma Stone, the actress. In fact, I saw her on a commercial this morning. Did you know that 1 in 5 children in America suffer from either anxiety or depression or stress?
Absolutely.
1 in 5.
Yeah. Actually, percentage is higher.
It's unbelievable.
Wow.
She faced debilitating panic attacks and anxiety during her teens. She would ask her mom for a detailed breakdown of every day so that she could avoid feeling out of control. And we detail a couple of things in this chapter about how she got to avoid these breakdowns. She started therapy. She used creativity, so her acting career, and she spoke out about it, which helped many other people feel less alone. And that was the same also with our final person, Michael Phelps, who has won more Olympic medals than any other Olympic athlete with his swimming and everything.
Actually, he started in that because of this condition.
Exactly right, Professor Joy. He did. But he openly talked about battling anxiety and depression. He did therapy and medication.
Right.
He turned his story into advocacy. Yeah. So some really interesting tidbits from the chapter and everything that people should know about. And his quote that we include in this chapter is, asking for help is strength, not weakness.
Acknowledging that.
Very much so. Actually, I forgot we have one more person, Lady Gaga.
Oh, wow.
Lady Gaga turned anxiety into artistry.
Oh,
yes. She has lived with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. And she has a foundation also called Born This Way. Born This Way. It's dedicated to mental health awareness and emotional resilience. She likes to yoga and journal, and stillness is part of her daily regime as well to do all this. So a couple of recap of all these people that we talk about. Anxiety is not a barrier. It's part of the journey that we take. It's not about one-time breakthroughs. It's about daily rituals like breathing and checking in with other people and building a community as well. And peace is not perfection. It's learning to sit in the storm, breathe through the waves, and trust the ground beneath you and that it's still whole.
What do you think causes those issues in kids?
Sorry?
What do you think causes depression and anxiety in kids?
I think it starts from the time they're conceived, before they're even born. Do you know that the life of a child starts from the time of conception, not from birth? While a child is in mother's womb, is experiencing everything that's going on. And lack of appropriate parent is the cause of all these problems. You can trace all of this back to the time the mother was going through emotion. Because what happens, I talk about it sometimes with you embarrassing. Well, in our chapter on relationships, I don't know if you were in the podcast or not, but somebody asked me, when should people start incorporating JoyScore principles in their life? And I said, from the time they start dating someone.
And in fact, I remember you mentioned there are specific numbers about when you should start dating and marry. So if you could go over that.
So you know what happens is the classic story. Boy and a girl start dating. And something happens. And the girl gets pregnant. And she called him next morning and said, hey, I'm pregnant. How did that happen? See?
Yes.
So from that point on, discussion starts. Should we have the child or not have the child? And it takes 9 months to figure out, should we have it or not have it? And by then the child has already gone through the misery of the commotion, the nonsense. And then, from the time the child is born to 7 years of age is when their character and mindset is formed. Did you know that the first 7 years determine how he or she is going to live the rest of their life?
I did not know that.
First 7 years. So you can say 7 years and 9 months. And that's where all this comes from.
Can you reverse anxiety, like an anxious, you can't reverse?
Well, we can learn to manage. You can learn to manage anything. In fact, anxiety, depression, stress, obesity, all these start from, we have a chapter in our book on self-esteem. This is where it starts. You know, when Mr. Zuckerberg was apologizing to all the parents in front of Congress,
I do.
why did the kids lost their life? These kids, to start with, were suffering from low self-esteem. And then they start comparing themselves with other people on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, and TikTok.
And then they start feeling bad about themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, every child has all those emotions you can talk about. There's nothing new about it. This is the way we all were raised. You know, I had all those things, you know. So, and then they start comparing and start going on the downward spiral and to the point of killing themselves. And Instagram and Facebook, his employees have told him that, sir, our algorithm is hurting children. You know what he said? I need to make money.
That's very
poor
sad.
Guy, you know, I mean, he does need money.
He needs joy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Not money?
No, he needs joy. He needs joy. But I do want to go back. I want you to tell everybody, so if people are on JoyScore, and they should be on JoyScore,
Yes.
what were the numbers? Like, okay, if you have a number of X, you can date. If you have a number of X, that's
50%. I said if your JoyScore is over 50, you can date. If your JoyScore is over 60, you can date.
okay.
Because if you do, then there's a possibility of one of the two can get pregnant.
Exactly.
Men also get pregnant? Or
Yeah, no, I don't think so. At least not that I'm aware of. One other point that you were just talking about with self-esteem and everything is I had read that TikTok had banned people, influencers, whatever, from talking about losing weight.
yes.
But people are now working around that by saying, this is what I eat on a daily basis to maintain my weight or to keep my abdominals so I have my six-pack and everything. They're like finding ways around that.
Yeah,
And it's depressing.
JoyScore, in my opinion, is a recipe for just about everything you need in your life. From losing weight to fighting anxiety, depression, stress. In fact, the four things, it goes in an order. It starts from low self-esteem. Then you develop anxiety. It leads to depression. Then stress. Then obesity. You can then start people eating. And from eating, you get a sugar high. And then you feel like...
Right. And I told you to, I took depression, anxiety, and stress, and I turned it around and took the first letters, and it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
Stress, anxiety, depression.
This country, and this is information you may know, is 4% of the world population. Did you know that?
Yes.
You know what percentage of the psychotic medication we use in this country?
Is it over 80%? 90.
So most of the psychotic drugs made, we use them. Because everybody is suffering from something.
Right.
Yes.
I think food contributes to like depression too, like you said, because if you look at like cultures, like different cultures' food, how they'll deep fried and like other people have whole food.
Yeah. The thing is, this is our medical expert, Dr. Welty, who's a psychiatrist, and she treats early on kids to adults on depression and anxiety. The first thing she does is check their microbiome, because serotonin, which is like the not medication. What you need, serotonin you need to fight depression.
That's the chemical that you need. Yeah.
It's produced in your gut. And if your gut is out of balance, you can't produce serotonin. It doesn't matter how much psychotic medication you give taking, it's not going to help.
And we know that the gut is the second brain of the body.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It starts from there, and then moves on. Yeah.
All right. Are you ready to switch pages a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this may, upset some people. So it all has to do with the word joy. We had it first, damn it. We had it first. Now all of a sudden, as we've talked about, last summer with the Democratic National Convention, everybody was saying joy, 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 joy. We had it first. Now I find out from Professor Joy that one of the former hosts of the Today Show, Hoda Kotke, now has an app. What's it called?
Joy 101.
Unbelievable.
I gotta say this.
What?
They should have a better imagination to call something more interesting.
Yeah.
Joy
101, really?
It almost sounds like people are going to get confused,
I know. All right, I have to open. Okay, so here's number 2. I hadn't told you about this. Okay. This is from the New York Post. It just came yesterday. A small New Jersey college has launched the world's first PhD in happiness studies.
Oh. Wow.
You should be teaching it.
Yeah.
You are Professor Joy.
You are Professor Joy, a fully virtual 4-year program designed to train experts in the science of well-being. Well, why do they need this when they can just go to JoyScore? Quote, the need has never been greater, said Tal Ben Shahar, Director of Happiness Studies at Centenary University in Hackettstown, New Jersey. Quote, around the
world at Harvard.
He has taught at Harvard. Yes.
Yeah, because I've seen his book.
Yes, he taught positive psychology and psychology of leadership courses. But no, he's teaching this PhD course and everything.
Does the course cost?
Oh, I'm sure it does.
But not as much as the JoyScore.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's no comparison. Around the world, he said, we are seeing a surge in anxiety, depression, loneliness, and overall dissatisfaction, not only among adults, but increasingly among children and adolescents. Duh, we've been talking about this for years. There's nothing groundbreaking about this. So yeah, as you know, he taught at Harvard, he taught these classes. So it is a 66 credit degree. It blends neuroscience, psychology, religion. You might as well just go to JoyScore. Yeah, the PhD. Yeah. Psychology, religion, philosophy, literature, and leadership to promote what the university calls human flourishing across schools, workplace, and society at large. The goal, to help individuals and society better understand, pursue, and attain happiness. Just go to the damn app. What a waste. What a waste. Finally, something that we've talked about is JoySpan. JoySpan. And this is a book that is coming out. It is called JoySpan, The Art and Science of Thriving in Life's Second Half. It is, the author is Carrie Burnight. She was a professor of geriatric medicine and gerontology at UC Irvine, at their School of Medicine. She was there for 18 years. She posits that a lengthy lifespan does not equal a life well lived. I think we can agree with that. Yeah. You have to like your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So she says that aging need not be the downhill slide that people believe it is. And if you focus on 4 non-negotiable actions, you can lengthen your joy span. And so the 4 that she says are read the 4 JoyScore books that Professor Joy has written.
You know,
I was kidding about that.
No.
I-
So once you introduce them to JoyScore, and the concept of JoyScore is that no matter what your JoyScore is, you can still improve.
Right.
So this is the story part of it comes from the educational belief in life. In fact, it's funny that all the time I used to have a little friction with my students when they talk about grades. And I said, listen, I don't own grades. That actually have nothing to do with grades. I just reflect whatever you did becomes your grade. So you control your grade, not me.
That's a great point. Yeah.
So, and the same thing goes back to developing hope in life, where the beauty of JoyScore is no matter what your JoyScore is, the point is you could improve it. And once you improve it, it must have been 6-7 years ago when we had a girl from Knott's Berry Farm who used to go down in Massachusetts. And she said, if you buy my friend's dinner, I'll give you all kinds of feedback. I said, yeah. So she had 40 people from Knott's Berry Farm.
Wow. Did you have to buy them all fried chicken dinners?
So I had to buy dinner for all of them. But, so soon I had developed a question, basic questions like, approximately what ranges your credit score, your JoyScore, this and that and that. The thing which really puzzled me was there was a direct correlation between JoyScore and credit score. And that really threw me out. I said, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So, a few months later, I said, it's not really that crazy. It makes sense. People who have higher JoyScore, every aspect of their life is well put together. I mean, I can look at someone's life, people who have messed up life. Everything is wrong in their life. The JoyScore is not going to be high.
Do you have anyone in mind?
But that's the truth.
Yeah.
So, what should people do? Only keep track of one thing in their life, which is their JoyScore. And everything else will follow this. Yeah.
That's a great message. But you know what's even greater? Our fun fact of the week.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
You did. I didn't.
Sorry, you have taste buds, but they don't work without saliva.
That's true.
So if I have a dry tongue, I won't taste anything.
In order to facilitate,
You need the saliva.
Now, see, I did not know that.
now talking about that, can I tell you another thing?
Sure.
So, when you have a problem, we were just talking about food and digestion and gut and all that,
Right.
when you don't have saliva going to your stomach because you have a dry mouth and you're not drinking enough water and all that stuff, it causes heartburn. Did you know that?
I did not know.
So here's the trick. This is a yoga technique.
Okay.
In order to facilitate production of saliva, you breathe like this.
Oh, look how you roll your tongue. I can't do that.
In.
I cannot do that.
You breathe in like this,
Okay.
and it facilitates saliva. You all of a sudden have from dry to wet tongue, and that starts helping heartburn.
Wow.
That's the recipe for heartburn.
So heartburn is caused by no saliva. Okay. Oh.
Because the juices from your tongue help. See, the body is, believe it or not, it's an amazing chemical lab. It produces everything your body needs.
He met my fun fact with another fun.
Yes. That was awesome. I love that. Well, that wraps up another Professor Joy podcast. Wow, the things you learn in here. Don't forget to go to our app.
Absolutely.
We're on Apple Play, we're on Google.
Yeah.
Join us. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you.